Ladies and gentlemen, while we celebrate the incredible news that the Straits of Hormuz is open, but on the ground, actually, nothing has changed. The Straits of Hormuz is still being choked. Now, I'm going to give you this important news and we shall see what's the impact and what are the likely scenarios. Let's watch on, shall we? So the title of today's talk is, Are you sure it's over? We are not too sure yet. I know the world is celebrating like it's sunshine and rainbows moving forward, but the data on the ground and the situation on the ground, or rather in the waters, is telling a very different story. Let's watch on. So the stock market is now celebrating, and we all should be happy. I'm happy. The stock market going up has brought me a recovery of all my lost positions and is now breaking all-time high. And the oil prices is coming down, which means that the economy of the Asia world is at least not being choked right now. And I think in Europe, they are also celebrating because they are running out of jet fuel and their oil is also in a crisis mode very soon. Now, the whole scenario that the world is celebrating now seems to say that the worst is behind us. But on the ground, the data is telling a different thing. So first, it's important to note that Iran has rejected Donald Trump's claim that they have agreed to transfer the enriched uranium. So Tehran flatly denies agreeing to hand over the enriched uranium stockpile. They say that this stockpile is sacred. And this is a very big news because the reason why both sides have entered a war is largely because there's an existential risk posed by this uranium or enriched uranium that can make into weapons that can destroy Israel. So Iran flatly say, no, we never agreed to transfer. Donald Trump say, yes, we have agreed to transfer. So who's talking facts and who's talking hot air? So you all decide for yourself. Now, the Iranian foreign minister has said that the Straits of Hormuz is open. Well, there are a lot of caveat in his announcement. He basically said that yes, it's open, but under a coordination with the Iranian military, and you got to do it through our straits, not the wide open international straits. So anyway, that's still very good news, and I'm also happy about that. But the fact of the matter is that things ain't as good as it seems, and the facts will tell you. So ever since the announcement of the news, the traffic is still abnormally low. And I did expect the traffic to suddenly build up. Well, right now, about 6 to 8 vessels have gone through. That's good news, but there are 0 tankers going through yet. So this is where I think it's important for us to note that this is a slow dripping of the straits, and the most important tankers have not gone through yet. I'm not saying it will not, but the fact right now is that it hasn't been cleared yet. So this is a declaration, but does not translate into action yet. So this is a very surprising thing. There are tankers that attempted to go through, but something happened and a lot of them U-turn. So what caused them to U-turn? At this juncture, we don't have the facts on the ground yet, but it's most likely that the vessel did not receive an assurance that they will go through safely. So if that's the case, then the operators would not risk, right? One tanker is a few $100 million. So it is a very big news. So at this juncture, the situation on the ground is not good news yet. So we got to be, a little bit taking the good news with a pinch of salt. So at this point, I'll strongly encourage everybody to hit subscribe. I'll bring you important breaking news when it happens so that you'll not miss it, that it matters to your finance and your investment. So the truth is the IRGC Iranian military still controls the access. Every ship that goes through it needs the Iranian approval. So maybe the approval is a red tape. At this juncture, maybe they selectively say who can go through, who cannot go through. And to be frank, even if they want to allow every ship to go through, maybe there is a process they have to develop, so it might take time. We don't know whether they are collecting tolls or not collecting tolls. They did not say it is free access in terms of no collection of tolls or whatsoever. So at this juncture, it is really not sunshine and rainbows yet. Now, let's not forget, while the Iranians said the Straits of Hormuz is open to all commercial vessels, the Iranians are still being blocked by the Americans. The Americans are still intercepting Iranian ships. So that led me to think, if the Americans are blocking the Straits of Hormuz, why would the Iranians give full access? So Iranians are doing something on paper, but in action that seems to contradict what they claim and what they say, allowing the Straits of Hormuz to free flow seems to also contradict the fact that they are being blocked by the Americans. So I would just say that, a lot of questions mark at this point in time. So just to be very clear, the Iranians said it's open, okay, but you have to go through me. The Americans say, great news, but I'm blocking it. All Iranian ships, no passing through, because I want to make sure you agree to my nuclear deal. And meanwhile, the Americans said the Iranians have agreed to surrender all their enriched uranium. The Iranians said, no, we never said that. So where are you living, right? They are smoking weed. So at this juncture, this is the state right now. So because of this, 700 ships are still stuck in the Persian Gulf waiting to pass, of which 250 tankers are waiting, and collectively they hold hundreds of million barrels of oil. And more importantly, we don't know the situation of the damage in the Gulf. So while we are very happy that there is a hope of a good news, I didn't say it's just good news, a hope of a good news, because at this juncture, it is still not translating action. But we also need to watch the ground and see what's happening. Now, there are two scenarios that could happen in time to come. Number one is the Iranians really kept to their word and open up everything fully. All the tankers can pass through, all the vessels can pass through, really smooth flowing, no pain inflicted on them in terms of red tape or money or anything. And the Americans also stand down, and as a result, they come to an agreement. I don't know what is something that is positive, but at least the enriched uranium does not come into restricting the flow of the oil. I think that's the key thing. And within weeks, 50 to 100 tankers can go through every day. Hopefully that's the case. But this is scenario one. Scenario one is what the markets are betting on right now. Free flowing, therefore my stock market goes up, which is great. I need to say, which is great. The oil prices are coming down, which is great. But this is something that is just currently a hope. Scenario two is what I am leaning towards too, that the Iranians are controlling the oil tap. They are slow dripping the Straits of Hormuz, which is a scenario we talk about all the while. Yes, I let you go through, but I let you go through selectively. It's a limited approval. I might put up some requirement of you to give me something, maybe something in crypto, something in yuan, I don't know. And I will just continue to hold the American ransom so that in the negotiation table, I can get what I want. So this is the current situation that I'm leaning towards too. So in this scenario, all the exuberance that we are celebrating may be tapered down. It probably not go back to where it was when there's a full war, but it ain't as rosy as what we think it is. So now from our current position and announced news, all these scenarios will come to play. So let's see where it comes to. Let me hear your view as well. Are you a scenario one? Are you into scenario one where it's sunshine rainbows, or scenario two where it's a slow dripping? So these two has serious implication for our economy and our finances and investment moving forward. So at this juncture, it is not resolution, right? It is negotiation and is positioning, and it is also something that we need to monitor very closely. The world is pricing scenario one, where I'm leaning towards scenario two. I'm not saying that scenario one will not happen, but I'm talking about chances. So all these we shall watch, because in a matter of hours or days, we will know the answer. So let's see. Remember, hit subscribe and watch my video carefully as I bring you all this breaking news. Thank you. Remember, hit subscribe, and I'll see you. Bye-bye.